Offensively, they've got a lot more firepower. I think that somewhere close to 60% of the points that are being scored by them right now are from guys that weren't on the team last year. So when you see a team that's pretty competitive last year and all the guys that were starting are now all their reserves, you know that the team's actually really improved. And so what they have that is really impressive is two really skilled post guys who space the floor really well, can pass and shoot, and then three guards who, actually four because they bring one off the bench who can really score it, that are good shooters. And so the schemes that you use with them, you kind of have to get in and out of them, because when they get comfortable in it, they are really good at passing out of them, dribbling through them, and scoring in the low post one-on-one.
If Eric can't play, what adjustments do you have to make? Would it be Josh Sharp starting?
Yeah, well, we'll Josh and Luke will get a chance a lot earlier, and we'll wait and see tomorrow what we've got to work with.
What's the challenge for Sky tomorrow? You talked a little bit about it, but now Pepperdine's going to see a guy that just went off for 28.
Well, I think that what we really need to focus on with Skylar is his defensive assignment. I think that's where we went into the game against San Diego, that he was assigned to Johnny D and needed to be with him on every catch, through every screen, all the things that they run for him. And the real challenge for us tomorrow will be to handle these post guys, but still be able to guard the perimeter. And if he's on Majors or Brooks or any of those perimeter guys, those two guys are shooting 65% from the three-point line. So hopefully he'll focus in on that defensive assignment, bring a lot of energy to that side of the floor, and then offensively just see what comes to him.
Have you prepared as if Brooks would play? I guess he sprained his ankle.
Yeah, we don't know any more than that, but I would imagine that that's how we prepared. We don't know anymore.
The defense being more locked in, is that guys more attentive to the scouting report? Is it simply energy? Where do you credit that?
Well, I think it's a real emphasis on our whole group. We had a tough time out on the road, and when you look at the final score, offensively we had played pretty well in most of those games, and so to kind of move forward, we just felt like we need to make a real conscious effort defensively to not only understand the scouting report, but to have an urgent attitude towards executing it, and then hold them accountable in the film room. So that's kind of where we've been.
Moving forward, do you see Matt playing both the 1 and the 2?
No, I think Matt will be our backup point guard right now.
Who would be your backup 2 guard then?
Well, Ants and Sky are guys that can play there. I think that Kyle, we could move Kyle over there at times. So, but I really believe the defensive presence at the point guard with Kyle is good for this group.
Are you going to have to change the way you defend the perimeter, especially the 3, or is it just a matter of playing harder and with more urgency?
No, there's things that we need to do differently. This league is really good at shooting a 3-point shot, and last year we played a lot of zone, and I think we'll mix zone in. But the challenge, with Pepperdine is the fact that their post guys are, if you let them go just one-on-one, Santa Clara guarded him lane one-on-one. He went for 26 and 17, and when you bring a second defender, then those guards become really, they space the floor so well. There's so much area that you have to cover, and we're just going to have to be really attentive to what we're in and how we rotate out of those things.
Do you foresee the starting 5 you used against San Diego as being your starting 5 the rest of the season?
Tomorrow night, probably.
Okay. Beyond that, you're not saying?
Yeah. I think we'll live in the day right here, and right now
I
I
want to
think
know your starting 5.
I think these guys are like I've said before. I think I said last night that what they've shown us since they've come back from LA has been really good. Their attitude's been good, their effort's been good, the energy in practice has been good, and the one game we've played has been good, and hopefully we can make that too.
Defensively, it seems like when you hold teams to less than 80, you're good to go. And when teams get to 80 on you, it's trouble. Have you talked to guys about that?
The pace that we play at, there's a lot of possessions. We just have to be more urgent on our defensive possessions instead of we're so much better when when we get a clean stop where we grab it off the rim, we get a deflection and go, and we've been taking the ball out of the net way too often the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Jamal's not playing, but he's practicing. What are your first impressions of his game now that you've just watched him practice?
Well, I think that's very similar to what we saw when we were recruiting him. I think he's got great hands. Is a low post scorer. You can get the ball down to him. He has 2 or 3 moves that he's really comfortable with. Hopefully we can grow his game here in the next year or so, but he's a really good passer. And offensively, I think that he's in a position to where he could really help our group right now. Defensively, there's a lot of things he needs to learn, but he's got a lot of time to learn.